What's up, gamers? Welcome to, well, you've probably already been here to the Not the Same Marathon, but today I'm going to be running Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky on the Fast Sky patch. It's a new patch that was recently made, actually. I believe it was by SBD Wolf. He helped with that. And it's any percent no Wondermail, so it's going to be pretty randomized, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on your perspective. But I have my commentator here with me. Yimo, would you like to introduce yourself? He's much better at the game than me.
Not really. Hi everybody. I'm the guy with the accent here from Spain. Here to watch some good gameplay, some Pepe Steer.
Yep, it's gonna be pretty good, so if the count... Actually, would you like to do the countdown?
Sure. I'll count you down from 3 and you start and go.
Yep,
Sounds
that
right?
sounds good.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck.
So...
Alright.
Oh, you can go ahead.
Yeah, so first off, you just, in this patch you just get to choose the starter. You're gonna be, this is pretty much Pokemon Isekai. You're a human that gets sent to the Pokemon world and you get to choose whichever Pokemon you want. So we choose the Skitty Totodile combo. They're pretty much the most OP characters in the game.
Oh, wrong
So this
move.
is,
Oops.
yeah. This is how the gameplay looks like in Dungeon.
Wrong button. Wrong button. Wrong button. Uh-oh.
Yeah, in this version you're gonna see a lot of these and none of the cutscenes. Unfortunately for drywall, because you just gotta zoom and press buttons. So it's loosely based on Pokemon. It has all the Pokemon typings and stuff, but it's a totally different system. But it follows like Gen 4 Pokemon. You see there's like 2 screens. On one is where you're gonna see all the action on the main screen. You see some random Pokemon, you see the minimap. The goal is to just find the stairs. Each set of dungeons are randomly generated. They have like items and enemies lying around, and the goal is to just find the stairs. That's all literally we care right now.
Nice. Please enter the stairs.
Yeah, so this is the tutorial. We'll try to catch up with the story, because usually in this game the normal any percent is longer than 5 hours. But this version it's shorter. This is gonna be the first boss fight of the dungeon. You fight these 2 big minis, the Subat and the Coffin. And Skitty just demolishes them from range. That's pretty sweet fight. Suddenly we're in a different room.
Yeah. This patch is really, really fast compared to the actual base game.
Yeah, so all the filler and the text has been removed. There's literally 4 hours of cutscenes that are just taken away from the game. And it really, like, leaves no time to break. We were before on, like, Beach Cave, which is, like, the starter, like, 4th floor dungeon, and now this is Drench Bluff. A 6th floor dungeon. With no boss, luckily. So yeah, when you gain experience, your Pokemon just level up and gain Pokemon moves. We picked up 2 big moves.
Oops, I accidentally pressed the button that makes my controller glow rainbow really brightly instead of the button that selects the move. Everything's fine. So yeah, if you haven't noticed this game, considering it has Mystery Dungeon in the name, it's pretty much just procedurally generated stuff the entire time. Even at the very start when you select your starter and partner, their positions in the list are random from a set of values it can be.
Yeah, this is very much not a marathon-friendly game, but it's gonna accept it and it's here, so it's just gonna hopefully get a... I know Drywall can do it.
I'm gonna try my best.
Yeah, so we named the characters the Pokemon just one character, because it's faster. So we have I for Skitty, I think.
Yeah,
So
I
the
just clicked a random position on the screen.
Well, the random one gave us the good one. And then we have Tototi. Pretty much if you know Pokemon, like they cover each other very well. move-wise, because whatever Skitty normal type can deal with, Totodile is good against water type. And pretty much in this game, all you care about is stabs, the same type attack bonus. You wanna, if you're a normal type Pokemon, you wanna use normal moves.
Uh-oh, Chingling alert. Never mind.
The Chingling is not a one-shot guaranteed. The deeper the floors, the higher level it is, so it's harder to hit, and it can troll very much. It has an ability, it has a move called Wrap that it just doesn't prevent you from attacking, so you just stare at the Chingling all day. And then, yeah, you see Pokemon like the Shellos off-screen doing moves that do nothing, wasting time. This is a pretty much common occurrence here. Literally, you could spawn on top of the stairs like this right now. This is a stair floor. You just spawn on the same floor, on the same room as the stairs, and you just zoom. So the variance is like you can either have like an instant floor, or you could have like a floor where you just don't find the stairs until the very last room.
Oh, I think I forgot to equip the band on Toto, I believe.
But you didn't get to use water gun anyways.
So we're gonna sell these items here, so that we can hopefully buy a revive. Yes, there is a reviver seed.
Let's go. Yeah, so if you die, you just get sent to the beginning and you lose half of your items. It's awful, but the reviver seed lets you revive in dungeon. It kind of procs automatically like a revive and gives you back to full. We need a lot of those, because like the game is gonna start being crazy and anything can happen.
Yeah, gonna do safety save here. Bristle has a pretty big difficulty spike for some reason. Some of the enemies are pretty strong. Oh, nice. Just tell him no. Whoops.
It's hard to catch up with the lore in the game. I pretty much saw in town Drowsy that like pretty much kidnapped the Sumaril, and we're going into the dungeon to save them. It's gonna be pretty weird, but so now we're gonna set up here Totodile with water gun and give the special band, and Totodile's gonna just carry us. Yeah. That water gun is insane.
Oh, I'm having a little bit of difficulty viewing the stairs on this setup that I have here. Unfortunate, but we'll deal with it.
Big deal. Doesn't lose that much time. So this dungeon has some very scary enemies. Pretty much the Starlies can do quick attack, which in this game is a range move, so it hits from afar, from one tile range. And they can be very spammy about it. They're just from afar, just keep attacking you from range. And very little you can do.
This has been I maybe shouldn't say anything actually, never mind.
Yeah,
RNG finds a way to get you sometimes.
It's a two-edged sword. If you go very fast, you kill less Pokemon, so you have less experience. And levels are pretty big.
Well, Blue Gummy, that'd be good if I was doing Darkrai.
There's 2 blue gummies in this floor, I think.
Wait, that's guaranteed?
No. This current floor, I think it happens to have 2.
Oh yeah, I see.
The Spiner here is also very annoying, but luckily it's just doing poisons thing. I didn't like speed. Look at here, the duo just spamming quick attack from a range.
Yeah.
They do a lot of damage this early on. But yeah, his speed is very broken, so a string shot from the Spinarak makes you move slower. And this is the boss fight for Drowsy. You want a track which just works because there's no the gender is ignored here. And yeah, track makes Drowsy not be able to do anything if it lands. Drowsy has a skill that it's like an IQ skill. Pretty much every attack you do has a 1 in 3 of not doing anything.
No, I talked to the guy instead of the board. Stop talking to me, please.
They didn't remove the random text from people out there.
Oh, deliver slumber orb? Really? Oh.
You don't want to take that one.
At least I
Looks
got,
like a comfy, yeah.
At least I got 3 missions, even though they aren't in Beach Cave.
So, to advance the story, you're like an exploration team and you have to do missions to help other Pokemon. We're gonna do the bare minimum we can, but for now you have to do 3 missions. Doesn't matter how many days you take to do the missions, how many visits to the dungeon, you just have to do 3.
Turn that off. Oh, not use the move.
Yeah, we were using water gun before because the shell loss pretty much makes it so you cannot use water moves. It attracts them from range and makes them do no damage.
Oh yeah, I also think we should probably mention there have been a lot of recent optimizations to this category. Well, not the Fast Sky one in particular, but Sky in general. There's been a lot of optimizations, and one of them, even though I'm not doing many of them in this run because I'm a boomer, one of them is the job screen at the top. We used to have, I forget, what did we used to have?
You used to have the team and the map up there, so you could see your own, you could have a better view of the map, like more clear, and you could have like your team HP values and stuff, but we sacrifice a whole screen just to like save some frames throughout the run, because it takes some time to load it every time you go into a floor. Which is unfortunate, because like the map on top of your screen is awful. So on this floor, we already saw the stairs, but we're doing missions. We have to find these clients out there. And the clients can walk in water, so sometimes they just, they're just taking a swim. And you cannot walk in water. Because only water-type Pokemons can, and some other exceptions. Alright, so we did 2 missions, and we just have to find the last course along this floor. Looks like it was a very nice RNG section. This is the early game reset heavy section. Because you have to do 3 missions, and then now right away you have to do another 2 missions. And everything about it just screams like time loss, because the amount of missions you get, it's random, and then also the quality of the missions. But these ones have rewards. You don't get to pick which rewards you want, you just do whatever you can. Like, Drywall got here 1 Reviver Seed.
Yeah, big fan of that.
So, other quality items, a Max Elixir, which like restores your PP, because the moves on longer dungeons have PP issues. That's the amount of times you can use it. And now we get to play the Fit minigame. They put like Fit images of the Pokemon that enter, and you have to like guess which one they are.
Good news for the Feet fans.
Yeah, it's like the random trivia about Pokemon that nobody knows, but PMD runners have to learn. It's kind of like you have 4 options here to guess, and the longer you take, the more hints they give you, so you can, like normal people can guess. Here, a Drywall is messing up in purpose. Because Drywall, you totally know all this feed picks. We want to do 4 out of 6 right only, and mess up the last prompt because it's faster.
Yep. I think you only mess up the last prompt. Well, you only mess up on purpose, at least, for the first one, because the other ones give better rewards that cancel out the time you lose.
You either get rewarded with a lot and it just doesn't stop, or you get scolded super hard, so you just try to like do the bare minimum without getting scolded, and it's just faster. You get less items, but you don't miss any items that have much use.
Now we gotta do 2 more missions. At least, is there any, not deliver, find is fine. I guess I'll take those in case for later.
There's types of missions. There's the just rescue somebody, which is good. You just go to that floor, find the Pokemon, and you rescue it. There's the find item, which is also good. What it means is that there's gonna be an item on that floor that you have to find, which are the ones we have right now. And there's the deliver item, which you have to have the item before you enter the dungeon. Yeah.
Yeah, you can take the item if you already have it and use it, but I don't want to throw away my reviver seed, so I'm just gonna grab the item even though it loses time.
Yeah, it only checks that you have the item in your inventory for these find missions when you finish the dungeon. So we already have reviver seeds, but they're very important, so we don't want to lose them. So even if you see the stairs, you have to find them. For some other less valuable item, you can just skip finding the item on the floor.
Yeah, this is true. Facts. That's a blast. Why are there 3 seeds in this room? Are
All
none
seeds
of them
look
going
the same.
This one, yes, thank God.
Yeah, so you get missions on places, on dungeons you've already been. So this one took us to Beach Cave, which is a shorter dungeon because it only has 4 floors, compared to Drench Bluff, which has 6 floors. And you're getting a lot of heal seeds on your inventory.
Yeah.
On stage.
Oh, I gotta skip it. Whoops. I did we?
Yeah.
At least it wasn't widely known that you could skip that until recently.
SVD made this patch with some nuances, because SVD is a very, very high speed gamer. So that's a cutscene you can randomly skip if you hold star, so all the cutscenes were moved except the ones that the runner has to skip. Now, going back into no more filler, going to a new dungeon. This one has 8 floors, and well, I mean, every dungeon just has trolls, but the most trolly part about this is the layouts. They're so incredibly long with all these corridors, and there's water enemies everywhere. It really just... You can have a really good time.
No.
Yeah, like you get into these loops where just... There were 2 paths, the right and the left side, and you took the one without the stairs, so it's a skill issue.
Yeah, you may have noticed that it seems like I'm taking random paths to get to to try to find the stairs, and that's because I am. I don't know why. I don't know if anybody else like has a certain way they search the floors. I just go whatever way brain decides to press the button to.
This is very much... There's some tales you can have about the layout, which you just gain by playing the game, but they're pretty much random.
Yeah.
Poliwag here, well, it has like water absorb. So Totodile can't use water gun in this dungeon because of those trolls.
I know that like in some dungeons, like the next one that you unlock, Apple Woods, there are like certain floors which will have a fixed kind of layout every time.
Yeah, every floor has a pattern of layout it's gonna generate, and this one is just called large. So good luck. It's the large layout. Helps to random sleeping Pokemon that you just don't have to fight.
Try to hit the stairs challenge.
Movement in this game is kinda very relentless. It's just a lot of action.
Come on.
And yeah, you got an accuracy drop here, and you just suddenly don't land any attacks. Yeah, Poliwags also have Bubble, which is a range move. So there's really no right position where to fight them.
Maybe I should check that actually. Nah.
Every reviver, every seat on the ground that you don't check, it's probably a reviver, but every one that you do check is a useless one.
Yeah, pretty cool game.
Yeah, it comes down to the runner to see how many items you want to get. You could always get money to buy items later, but it's not that useful. That was a pretty good dungeon. So far, you just zoom in. Now I have to go back to more filler. You have to do just... The big mission days have happened already. Now, when you go back to a dungeon through a mission, you only have to do one mission at a time.
Maybe I'll see if I have an escape orb in the shop. Probably not advised, probably not gonna be there, but I don't have an escape orb yet, so it would be helpful. No, not you!
See, you talk in through the counter and like the Keklon just wants to be talked to.
Oh, it is? I'll get the Spurn orb, just in case.
Yeah, nice. Really good. So yeah, the green one sells like items, like food and revivers, and the purple one sells orbs, which you're gonna start seeing more into the run. They're just very useful items you can use in dungeon.
Yeah, so some days you would assume you have to do a mission because that's what chatbot tells you. But some days, and they're always fixed, you know which day it is. Some days, he tells you to do a mission, you don't actually have to do a mission, you can just enter a dungeon, escape orb out, and progress the story. And that's why we get the escape orb.
There's gonna be a total of 5 days where you just have to go into a dungeon and do whatever. If you don't have escape orb, you just have to like beat the dungeon. You could always like give up, I guess, on the menu, but if you give up, you lose your items, so you don't want to do that. So using the skateboard takes you out of the dungeon safely without losing items, so it's the best way to pass time. So right now, to go into the next story dungeon, it's one of those escape orb days. After this, another session of the minigame. The rewards are different now. The first time you do it has like some unique rewards. For the second, which is this one, the third time, you have to do this minigame. If you guess all correctly, you're rewarded with a reviver seed. So you do want to make sure you get those, because it's not slower to get them. Well, not much slow.
Yeah. Sorry if I am a little bit slow on these right now. Very sad.
And like,
time loss.
Like, yeah, us runners are used to just having 4 hours of cutscenes to just, I don't know, take a break, take a breather, maybe scout ahead the route, or like just this category with like the fastest guy is just really no breaks at all.
Yeah, it's actually, I'd say it might be harder. I mean, obviously it takes more endurance to be able to do the 5-hour run that is regular any percent no Wondermail, but here you just kind of have to remember everything. There's not really much time if you want to check the route or anything. I mean, I guess there is right now, but
yeah, I guess there's no time to untilt if you just lost like 3 minutes in a dungeon. You just gotta keep on going. And the splits when you run any Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game or any Mystery Dungeon in general, that you can just like gain 3 minutes and then lose all of it and double the next dungeon. Running these games, you really want to put on the graph on the splits after it. But this is escape orb day, you just gotta like do whatever. So you go into a dungeon, use escape orb, and the day passes. And the story advances.
now it's Applewood's time. I'm gonna save. Yeah, it's probably.
It is, yeah. So the dungeons are getting longer. The previous one was 8 floors. This one's 12 floors, and it's like kind of like grass theme. It's a lot of grass and back time Pokemon, which are very annoying because they have a lot of trolling moves. Panas here has dry skin, so it's immune to water, which makes Totodile not deal with them.
Oh, orb, please, no.
Yeah, an all-hit orb there is just not useful. Not even remotely.
Uh-oh, unfortunately.
So this is one of the trolling moves. See, you get like super status. Poison just makes you take damage every once in a while. which you can just drag off, I guess, and just run, as long as you're not low HP. But paralyze is really bad because it makes you not be able to use moves. And Butterfree here has just every single move that you don't want to see. Sometimes when you defeat a Pokemon with your leader, which is Skitty, the Pokemon asks to join your team because it's supposed to be like you make friends and a lot of stuff, but that just loses time and we just don't care. So it's just a waste of time if you get a text box for like, I want to join your team.
Yeah, there are a lot of factors that can just lose you time in this game. I guess it comes with being an RNG heavy game. Oh, thanks, I really needed that.
So being powerful when your speed drops down like a string sword right there, makes you just take half the actions that everybody else does, which is very absurd in a game like this. It's not about who goes first in Pokemon with speed. Here you get Sing, which is just a better version of Attract. Because Attract is very OP, but it can miss a lot. Sing has like way better accuracy. And there's very rare Pokemons that cannot be put to sleep. Sing is gonna be like the best way to deal with bosses, because there's gonna be some hard bosses later.
Not having a very good Apple Woods right now. Also don't have a power band yet, a little concerning.
Yeah, there are items that you can hold them, like a power band, which increases your attack, your physical attack. It increases it by 10, which is a lot early on, and it's very significant. And that's a really good item. The Petrify Orb. Yeah. Floors 7 and 8 have a specific layout, but it doesn't matter because you just find the stairs right there. But floor 8 has... it's a very unique layout. It has like all the rooms on an outer circle, I guess. I call it the hashtag.
That's a good description of it.
Because like if you see the corridors in between, they're just like all crosses in between the rooms. There's like 3 rooms top, 3 rooms bottom, and 2 on each sides. It's one of the worst layouts. But at least knowing you're gonna find that layout helps on how to approach it.
Really needed that stick.
This is a very, very good Applewood so far. Yeah, Kakunas and Metapods just like stay there and don't move.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of lore compliant with their main games.
Uh-oh, getting hungry.
So these dungeons are way longer.
I'll grab that, whatever. Reviver. Do I have money? Okay, I do have money. 2 revivers.
You can only probably get just one, yeah. You can check the orbs maybe for escape.
Oh yeah, probably should have done that before. I'll pick up a
Petrify. Yeah, the Petrify is a really good orb for later. It like petrifies, which means like Pokemons don't do any action. It works for the whole room, so all Pokemons in the same room will just stop.
I don't actually know this. Would you happen to know in what dungeon do power bands stop, like, being an item you get frequently?
Don't worry, you're gonna be getting them all the way through the run. It's just like Hidden Land where you don't really...
Oh.
They spawn on every dungeon you're gonna be in.
I sure hope I don't have to wait till Hidden Land to get it.
Nah, you should be able to get it in Fugitive. So that was a really good 12th floor dungeon. Because these dungeons start to be longer, and if they troll, you just, like, again, you have to, like, you're out of PP for your moves, or there's belly in the game, where you start to be hungry, and you have to eat food to not be hungry.
I gotta remember to take the jobs. They aren't great jobs, but beats nothing.
So to advance the story, there's gonna be 2 different individual days where you have to do 1 mission on each.
I believe after the second one, there's no more missions that are required for the run, correct?
Exactly, yeah, this is the last missions. The next days that you have to waste time, they're all just escape orb days.
Hopefully I could get some escape orbs.
So like if you had a mission to go to like, oh this is rap. While you're rap you can't do anything. So it's just you just stare at each other.
That's got it.
Hey. So look, you could have like this 4F mission, which is okay. You have another 6F mission, which is kind of like not good because you have to go all the way through 6F. If you had a mission on like the second floor, then it's just way faster. That's just the nature of this game.
Another one.
And then time for the yeah. Again, here you wanna guess all of them right to get another reviver. It's the last time you get this. In post game you can check like Pokemon feed all you want, but for now in the story you're not allowed to. Because it's pretty good. It's like a way to pass one day and you get a reviver if you guess them all correctly. And it's pretty hard not to get them all correctly, because at worst you can just like wait for clues. But if you want to do them fast, you just gotta have the knowledge, study up as a runner.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even think I ever studied up. I just kind of, well, I was wrong there, so maybe I'm not as good as I think, but it doesn't actually count as a loss until you miss 2 of them.
Yeah, you get bailed out twice by your partner. It much depends. Sometimes they give you like a bird picture and there's only one bird out of the 4 options, and sometimes they all are very similar and it's very complicated. But for the most part, it's just very minimal time loss if you mess it up a little. You might want to check the job board here for a meta mission.
Yeah, that makes sense. I probably should have done that before, but yeah, hopefully I can get a mission that sucks less.
Yeah, doing it now is probably better than before. Because you like going through 6 floors is kind of drags on, it's a couple minutes. But you go to the board and there's just nothing good there.
Unfortunately.
You could have like, yeah, go ahead.
After this mission, we're going into like the first like dungeon gauntlet, where you actually get to do multiple different dungeons in a row. Pretty awesome.
So for the story right now, you're just a new team. That you just made a new expedition team. Nobody cares, you're a human, nobody knows. The plot is kind of like sidelined, it's kind of like your adventure as a team. But we're going on an expedition with the guild, which is like the other Pokemon that you live with. You're gonna explore some random ass lake, which, spoilers, contains a legendary and is very important for the plot. And after that, then the plot just gets started and no more filler. Well, there's filler, but like no more like go to this dungeon because we said so.
Yeah. Sorry that I say yeah a lot. I am in agreement.
No, I run this game, so I know that your mind is just going like 200%, clicking buttons and checking on the layout.
Really is. I did try to practice solo commentary for this. Unfortunately, this is before I changed it to like Fast Sky. So aside from the big amount of downtime, when there wasn't actually downtime, I would find myself like just getting completely sidetracked from commentary. So thank you for helping me out.
It's just really hard because like the normal game, there's
Wait,
what are you gonna do? Just talk to Chatot again.
Oh yeah.
On the ground floor. It's hard to know what's happening if there's like no text box telling you anything, and you just get teleported. So this is the expedition. We have our lovely Bidoof with us. Yeah, nobody likes Bidoof.
Oh, he actually did the move. No way.
Yeah, it's like a partner, except you don't really get control of what he does. He just does it. So he only has one attacking move, which is Headbutt. And it's good when he does it, but like he mostly just spams Growl and does nothing, or Defense Curl. Tries to be as annoying as possible. And also like, you know, now it's going dungeon with 3 Pokemon, so your conga line starts getting pretty big. You attract more attention. Again, this is another water dungeon, so water Pokemons are not very nice in this game. They're nice to have on your team, but on the opposite, it just kind of sucks. So this is just a clown fiesta where like random enemies from afar just spamming moves to waste time. But like still, you do wanna deal with some Pokemon because you're just getting experience. The music is certainly superb in these dungeons. Pretty comfy. Yeah, so we're gonna have Bidoof with us, like as a guest, I guess, for the first 2 dungeons in the expedition. This is the Mount Horn, 9 floors, and then it's also gonna be here for the next. Sorry, this is like Mount Horn. This is Krykos. It's 9 floors with Bidoof, and then the next dungeon is another 14 floors with Bidoof. It's like 5 different dungeons we have to do in a row in this expedition. Just like trip before we go back to like normal in town.
Getting a little nervous about the power band. Usually you're able to at least, well, one-shot most of the enemies here. Now I don't one-shot hardly any of them. Still need to pick that up. Oh, thanks for the ranged move.
Range and critical.
Yeah.
Love to see that. So, with the power band, like drywall said, you could be like one-shotting these enemies. That's the first death of the run. If you have the reviver, you just immediately respawn.
Speed of 2 for 2 on actually using moves? Unbelievable.
You're at Bidoof's mercy.
Items orb?
Yeah, overall, like, still pretty solid. Now you get access here to the Kangaskhan stone. All the items we got from missions or quizzes, like those revivers, they were in storage, so you can access storage through there. Like again, if you die and you don't have a reviver with you, you just send back to the start of the dungeon. You lose your progress. You can probably put back water gun now, totally.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot. Thank you. Yeah, so there are 14 floors in this dungeon. Thing is, each floor has like 4 rooms.
Yeah, they like increase the number of floors, but the layouts are all very small. And yeah, we haven't seen any equipment, which Drywall was kind of concerned about. Oh, that Draskin. Yeah, so this is when this game gets messy. A lot of Pokemon you gotta deal with.
I'll just turn that off right now so he doesn't peel back all the health. Oh, it doesn't matter, I killed him in one shot anyway.
So Bidoof has like an enemy next to him, and randomly decides to either growl sometimes, I don't know. It's like if he does headbutt, he can deal with the enemy just fine, but he just won't press the headbutt button.
Oh, it's gonna... Oh, that one doesn't have dry skin.
Well, it can only makes Parasect absorb water. Oh god. Living on 1 HP. So there's regen in this game every time you walk a tile or a turn passes. You get healed 1 HP. So you randomly get healed up between floors.
I teach over Lear.
No.
Right.
Keep Lear. Over Rage.
Yeah.
This is an example of when the dungeon just doesn't go your way, and it's just so crazy. You can barely keep up with everything happening. Yeah, the objective is finding a power brand for Skitty, so Skitty physical moves do more damage. And then also finding a special one for Totodile, so Totodile's water gun also deals more damage. Because without it, right now, it's not guaranteed to one-shot.
No!
And that looks like that is definitely a ban, but it's just the wrong ban. The stamina ban, which just affects your belly. So, I start seeing here Skitty's abilities. Because in the main game, the Pokemon only have one ability, but in here you just get all of them. Skitty has Cute Charm, so when a Pokemon attacks a Skitty, it can get like the infatuation status that you get from Attract, so they just do nothing when they attack. And the other one is Normalize, which makes Skitty moves, all the Skitty moves are normal type. Like if you teach, like, I don't know, Thunderbolt to Skitty, it would still be normal type, just a normal type Thunderbolt. Which is really good, because, again, like, normal moves on Skitty do a lot of damage, because they're the same type as Skitty. You can probably also take off Bite now, because there's no, now for real, sees no more enemies immune to water.
Oh, I completely even forgot that I needed to turn that off. Oh, ban! Please!
Ban?
No, please. Yes!
Let's go. This is very important.
Oh, I forgot to get them the
the
vitamins.
Probably doesn't help for you to remember all the stuff you have to do if I'm talking over everything, but...
Oh, it's no problem. It helps out a lot.
Yeah, so Skitty now has like 10 more attack. It's very significant for this stage of the game. And it really makes a big difference, and you start like destroying these enemies. Back to being OP, pretty much.
I'm almost certainly going to get anti-stair floor.
Yeah, this is a very nice looking layout. You don't want to be in this. Yeah, see all these like corridors that lead to nowhere. And now you know where the stairs are, but it's kind of too late because you've already checked every other room possible. So generally when you're watching like, I don't know, like a casual playthrough or you're playing this game yourself, oh no, not a special ban. Like the movement is kind of slower, but if you hold down the B button, then you just run until you find something. Like in corridors, if you hold down B in a direction, you just go zooming like right there. So you'll pretty much leave this game holding down the B button to go fast and just see what you run into, I guess. You're just checking rooms. That's an example of Q Charm proccing. It's a very good defensive ability, like randomly enemies will stop hitting you.
It is. I am a fan of the ability. Unfortunately, most of the enemies here don't really do too much, so it's kind of just a time waster.
True. But still, like, it's gonna be very nice later on. This is 11 floors for this dungeon. 11 floors is kind of like the sweet spot. Stun City is a really nice pick. Also, don't spell Stun City backwards, or do. Yeah, 11 is like the sweet spot of like, we got here the prompt that Skitty got hungry. Like you could do like 11 floors without no item management, but sometimes if the dungeon doesn't go right, you're gonna need to eat. This Bunyari here has Frustration, which just deals a fixed 45 damage. It's probably like the enemy that deals the highest here. And you know you get the second warning that you're very hungry. Your belly out of 100 is under 10. Yeah,
stair.
but it's the last floor, so you just really want to find those stairs. Now your belly's empty.
The yellow gum, who cares? Oh, my
yeah,
attack
you get
the easy dub.
Let's go, attack +1. When you're hungry, your screen's flashing like yellow. But like you no longer get HP when you walk. Instead, you take damage whenever you walk. Also, maybe because this is a marathon run, you want to change the other screen to suggest team. I think it's the first option instead of the mission.
Wait, wrong.
Yeah, on options, on...
That's the wrong one.
You wanna go left
Team
to
stats.
team stats. Yeah, that one. Yeah, now you get to see our HP and some pictures up there. It's not the it's again, it's not the best screen, but it doesn't lag too much, and you get to see some info. Like you get to see like your partner's HP. Yeah, this is a Steam Cave. This is the last dungeon in Expedition, but it's divided into two sections. This is a Steam Cave, which is 8 floors, and then it has like the larger dungeons kind of do this, where you have like a break in between. There's a Steam Cave, and then like the Steam Cave, whatever it's called, peak or like
Upper, I think.
yeah, upper Steam Cave. It's just like a break in between the sets of floors.
Yeah, you better get used to these two-partner dungeons, because there's gonna be a lot of them from here on out.
Yeah, so you get here the Kangaskhan Stone, but you can only save. It's like a save point in between. You don't have to do them all in a row. And now you're going back for 7 more floors. And these ones have trollier enemies. These ones are kind of bulkier. This is the peak of Expedition. Sperner is a pretty nice pickup. Like the Cricketons right there, they look very non-menacing, but they have an attack called Bug Bite, which eats a random item in your inventory. And if that random item is a reviver, they just pretty much take a reviver from you and nothing you can do about it, but it's random.
I think it has to be an edible item, but other than that, yeah, not a big fan.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't take an orb, but you can take like an apple, a berry, a max elixir. I'm thinking the Japanese name, PP.
I love avoiding seeds knowing full well that they are going to be reviver seeds. I'm still good on reviver seeds for now, so hopefully that continues.
Volbeat here has Illuminate, which is the blink. When you hit Volbeat and it leaves the turn, it blinks, which means that it's spawned an enemy randomly on the floor. So that's very nice, getting more enemies on the floor.
I actually
really.
didn't know that. I thought it just randomly said it blinked. No purpose.
Yeah, like, if it blinks too much, then suddenly you have a party over here. 2 more floors, 6 and 7F. Yeah, through corners, Totodile can help you out with what again, and you like tag team an enemy. Maybe the special plan.
Oh, I already have one. I think, yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
Is it the partner, or is it the, your main character that decides which band you get at the start?
True. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, it's the main character. You gotta have a special band for free. Time for a big boss here. So you're fighting Groudon, but it's not really just a fake Groudon, an illusion. So you're gonna see some of our boss strats. You wanna put it to sleep with Skitty, because it's very menacing, and you're gonna use Leer a couple times because it really increases your DPS output. Pretty much whenever Groudon is awake, you wanna put it to sleep again.
Uh-oh.
Bite or scratch, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Sync can randomly miss, but it's the only way to deal with Groudon, because Groudon is gonna do a lot of damage to you. If you haven't noticed, it has like 450 HP, which is a lot. So that's how you deal with bosses in this game.
Do I have an escape orb? I do not.
No, you don't. So that's the expedition done. The plot we might explain it later, but for now, who cares? This is to advance the story. Now you have to do 2 escape orb days, which is 2 days of doing absolutely nothing.
Please have escape orb, please. No.
We'll check the green Keklan. So if you had escape orb here, then you simply just use it in dungeon and you move on. Otherwise,
Or
you're forced to run through Beach Cave, which is the shortest dungeon. You have to go through all 4 floors. Now you probably want to use the protein on Skitty when you get to it in dungeon.
I think I left it in the storage. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, it was the second protein from the first Sentry Duty. Yeah, so you pretty much have to go through the dungeon for no reason. So in order to keep up with the increasing difficulty of the game, we're gonna link moves today. What linking moves does is that you put 2 moves linked.
Why is it not? Oh, I clicked off by accident.
The emulator is just out of focus on the window. So you have to move links. For instance, Skitty is gonna have tackle and fake out. Whenever you use tackle, immediately after you use fake out, so you use 2 moves in a row, pretty much. And you can link as many moves as you want in a row. And that's what we're gonna do to keep up, because the difficulty just went up in the next set of dungeons we're gonna go. But if you do 2 moves in a row, you can just deal with them. So yeah, Skitty's gonna have tackle, fake out, and then you get water gun, bite.
Oh yeah, thank you. It's hard to keep track of all the things you have to do when they're all just coming at you.
Yeah, now you just go to a dungeon, to Beach Cave.
Sorry.
It's really confusing and hard to keep up when you just stand teleported randomly to another location. Because if you just anybody just tune in right now, this is Pokémon Mystery Dungeons Explorer of Sky, except we removed all the filler cutscenes, which is 4 hours of just holding down B button for text. Like, the plot in this game goes so slow you can pretty much read it while you're playing. Or not. I mean, if you're running this game, you already know it, or you don't care.
No, I didn't mean to walk on it. Yeah, when you first walk on certain types of items, they pop up a text box or multiple telling you about what it is, so we try to avoid that by running over the item and, if you want it, having your partner pick it up instead. That doesn't proc the text box.
Yeah, it only happens for the first time you pick it up, so the next time you grab a blast seed, then you just don't get the text. Even if you don't want to grab it, I guess. So, time for the down planes or the amp planes. This is serious business here. So, from this dungeon onwards...
Oh, there it is!
Monster House can spawn, which pretty much you enter a room and you just get surprised with a happy birthday party over here. There's very little control you have against this, but there's certain items like that Petrify Orb that helps us deal with these situations. So yeah, every dungeon from now on can have that. Like, the Petrify Orb just, like, again, stops every Pokemon from acting, so you can continue through the dungeon.
Nice dead end.
Yeah, and it's 11 floors of just fun. But I gotta say, any seeds and orbs that you can find in this dungeon are pretty nice. Or not, they can also be blast seeds again. And Totodile does have a type disadvantage here because this is the electric theme dungeon. So amp planes, it's 11 floors of fun. And then you have the far amp planes afterwards, like after the midpoint. Just another 9 floors of very fun.
Yeah, it's a bit painful. I wouldn't say it's a... what is your least favorite dungeon in the run? Because I think mine is like the quicksand ones.
Oof. I guess it kind of like I hate. There's like right now this amp plains, and then there's a desert section, and then there's the cave section. All 3 in a row is just probably the hardest part of the run, and where you lose a lot of time here. So any of the 3 is just awful.
I'm glad I got an escape orb there. That's pretty cool.
There were 2 days where we didn't have escape orbs, but there's another 2 extra days. So you want to find another escape orb if you can.
Here? Maybe? Thinking? Yes!
Yeah, let's go. It's pretty common to find them, but if you don't, you just lose time.
See, there's a problem, at least in my opinion, with the tackle plus fake out strats. Fake out has like 12 PP, so you can only use the move 11 times, or else it comes apart. It's gone, you have to relink them.
Yeah, you're getting now these text on the screen telling you that like if you use them again, they're gonna delink. You probably can just use a max elixir to... Or let Torogal deal with it. This is just some quality gameplay right here. The odds of missing are not that high. Oh, detector.
Yeah, have fun with that, Totodile.
Yeah, Totodile's not smart enough to know that the Pokemon is protected, so he's just gonna attack. Totodile see Totodile attacks.
Yeah, that's the AI in the game. Except if your Bidoof doesn't ever attack.
Yeah, Pokemon have IQ skills that change like how they behave and give them boosts, but we have like literally 0 IQ, so too bad.
Wow, it's just like in real life. That's me.
Yeah, so the Protector detect status has like a 50% chance to fail, but if you manage to land it, like if you manage to use the move, just 2 turns that you don't take damage. And that's the midpoint, and no shame in saving here, because after the 9 floors of more Farm Plains, you get one of the toughest boss fights in the run. Because you saw the fight a big mini with Groudon, like just fight a very big enemy. They're gonna hit us with the... Okay, we're not gonna put a big monster, a big Pokemon, we're just gonna throw a lot of Pokemons at you instead.
Boy, I sure wish I got that Reviver Seed instead of the Electabuzz.
Yeah. Would not blame you for stalling, but probably just a loss of time.
Yeah, instead of playing save and like checking everything, trying to get Reviver Seeds, I'm instead saving, which is probably a slower and worse play.
Well, I mean, hindsight's 2020. Whatever you do is gonna be the wrong option in RNG games. Like, should have done the other one.
Yeah.
But it's you can lose a lot of time going for items. That was a nice set of floors. So I for myself, there's 2 modes of playing. Right now we're on the zooming mode, where you just like go and just keep on going and don't look backwards. But if you run low on items like revivers, then you're gonna see that happens a safer play and more slow, methodical. Yeah, I see now here that you not always beat the Pokemon in one hit. Yeah. And this is the boss fight. You just one Natric and a lot of Electrikes here. We do have some setups. We're gonna throw a stance hit downwards. The stance hit like makes the Pokemon petrified. I probably wanna use the Link move.
Yeah.
And this makes it so the enemies come at you from a position that it's much more manageable, because the Electric at the top is kinda behind the rock and doesn't know what to do. And you get like half and half Pokemons going for you and your partner. These Electrics have static, which if you hit them with a physical move, you can just get paralyzed. Getting paralyzed here is awful. They also have Thunder Wave, which just straight up paralyzes you, but this has been a pretty nice fight, because it can go on a very... It can go very wrong very fast. getting out of here with no revivers.
Yeah.
Lost, yeah.
Oops, what do I do?
Just go back to the guild.
Do I need to save? Is it going to take...
No. You go later to the desert.
Okay. Just want to make sure I don't have to... Now is when I go to the desert, I believe?
Yeah, now it's when you go. It's just so weird when you just like suddenly in a different room. But it's very nice because you just skip, like probably just skip like 8 minutes of just holding down the B button. Okay.
I hate this dungeon.
So the Northern Desert. This is the least dangerous out of the desert dungeons. That's the trap. Which, yeah. Randomly, there are styles that have traps and then do negative effects. That one is the birthday trap, which just spawns 4 Pokemon next to you. Or the Pokemon trap, I guess. So yeah, there's now 15 floors of pain. The reason why these dungeons are pain is because later on, there's gonna be Sandstorm. And a lot of these Pokemon, like the trapping, so like the Sandrew or the Cacturn, they have Sand Veil, which increases evasion in sand. And also the Sandstorm makes you take damage passively. And loses time as well. Yeah, for this dungeon, there's 3 fixed floors with sand. Like floor 6, 10, and 11 all have sand. The dungeons going after are worse. Yeah, so you don't want to find now a Sandshrew right here because it has Sand Veil. And it just... Evasion is bullshit. Is crap. In Pokemon, nobody likes it. And yeah, the boss in the previous dungeon has... Well, it depends on the version. This is the Experts of Sky, which is the remake of the original 2, Experts of Time and Darkness. In Time and Darkness, you fight Luxios and Luxrays. But in Sky, they made Shinx a starter. So they didn't want to let you choose the Shinx and then fight your family, so they changed the bosses from Luxrays to Manectrics. And this dungeon also has like some steel and rock types, which Skitty has a harder time dealing with. You can probably kill them, but it's worse damage ranges. Yeah, the OST is like amazing, but just runners just have PTSD on this dungeon, so you just don't get to enjoy the songs. Your brain hears the song and immediately sees the red splits. So Cacturn here has Sand Veil. So if it wants, it's just gonna...
Oh no.
And welcome to multi-hit moves. Pin Missile right there. Those are moves that just can hit up to 5 times. And it's also a range move, so they can do it from like the other side of the room. They can snipe you. Yeah, so this lighter here is super tanky for Skitty to deal with. We just first saw Totodile's Torrent, Water Gun. A big menace. Do you see Totodile has like the question mark on top of him? That's just his low HP.
My son is dying.
It's against calculated risk.
Oh no, stairs! The men are coming to get me. No.
Like, for instance here, like you're just holding down the B button to go fast, and you just do like one misinput where you go 1 tile too far, and suddenly you have to backtrack and there's 3 enemies between you and the stairs. Skitty now wants to learn a lot of useless moves. Later on, Skitty gets really good moves later, but right now it has a couple of rough moves. I'd say that this is kind of like the weak point of Skitty. Skitty is really good in dungeons where Pokemons are not resistant to normal. But it does kind of struggle here. Which is in part why we have Totodile.
Totodile's running out.
It's the last floor, so you could probably just get away with it, maybe.
Yeah, probably. I just didn't want to risk it, because then he probably would have triggered it there and lost his ability.
These sandwiches are just reading your mind on where you wanna go.
Yes.
Part 1 done. However, in the story-wise, like you're just like exploring different sites for this item called the time gears. You find nothing on the desert, but you just decide to go again, and turns out there's more behind it. And now is when the fun begins. This is Quicksand Cave. It's pretty much the same dungeon we saw before, but worse. However, there's Quicksand Pit after this, which is like the worst part out of them all. So there's some randomly spawning sandstorms in this dungeon, but pretty much now you're seeing the both Pokemons of the previous dungeon instead. All the layouts here are kind of similar-ish. It's kind of like a 3x3 grid with 9 rooms, except they might not be connected in between. Actually, it's a 2x3, mostly with 6 floors. It just, you can't expect what the layout's gonna look like, but you don't know if the rooms are gonna be connected. Or you spawn on top of the stairs, which is
Easy.
pretty good feel. Easy. Yeah, the music gets even better. So these dungeons could just look kinda decent-ish, but the odds of a monster house spawning are pretty darn high on the last section. Because it's 10 floors now of Quicksand Cave, and then you have a midpoint where you can save, and it's 10 floors of Quicksand Pit after. And the pit is just pain. So this is kind of like the calm before the storm. Literally, the Quicksand Pit, you can like have like a really good one in 2 minutes, so you can have an awful, dreadful one that takes like over 6 minutes, and there's just very little you can do. Because you have Pupitars right now, and so Larvitars before, so you can probably expect that they're gonna put freaking Tyrannitars in the pit. And like Tyrannitars are just like, sure, they're beefy, but the problem is that they have Sandstream, which if a Tyranitar spawns, then the floor has sand, quicksand, sandstorm. And then Sandstorm starts activating the sand veil abilities of all the rest, and you take damage, and it's just a headache to deal with.
I gotta say, them putting Sand Veil in the game gotta be one of the worst moves they did.
Yeah, that sure is one of the worst offenders. My walls here are like one of the tankiest enemies.
I hate this. I hate these layouts.
Like, the layouts just don't really help.
Do I teach him this?
Yeah.
Over
You can do that. Yeah, over Leer. You're not gonna use Leer or Scratch, it doesn't matter. Yeah, really wanna disable the moves on Totodile. The water gun.
Oh yeah.
I think he's low, isn't he? Oh no, never mind. Oops.
I really need. What do you mean eating an apple or gummy? That's grimy food. I didn't know it still gave you that test for that. I'm not gonna bother you, man. Good good idea. I thought I did.
Okay, so yeah. The odds of having monster houses here are extremely high. There's floors with like 80% of monster house chances. The thing is, even if a monster house spawns, you might not go into the room that has the monster house. So your mileage will vary a lot here. But yeah, starting on floor 3, you're expected to have sandstorm on every floor. Because of the Tyranitar, and there's also Hippopotas that have sandstream as well.
Maybe I should turn that off.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need it.
Uh-oh. No, no. Okay, 2 minutes past. Yeah, so in this game, the multi-hit moves are extremely inaccurate. I don't know if this is a coincidence or not, but it feels like if one hits, a whole bunch of them are going to.
Yeah, the enemy just needs to get lucky once to ruin your day. It's like a lot of multi-hit moves. There's Fury Swipes here, which is kind of like okayish, and then there's Rollout as well, which can high roll a lot. And the Santha's here showing us why Sandbale is fun. You just missed 8 moves in a row.
I think it might have been 10.
10? Okay, yeah, nothing you can do about that.
I don't understand why accuracy is so busted.
It hurts that it's an uneven floor because of like gender mechanics or whatever. And this is Teen Missile at its best.
No.
It shoots 5 times, well up to 5 times, and it's ranged like 10 tiles away from you. And on top of that, it's pretty slow to watch.
Please. Oh, yes.
And the Mawas here are like super tanky. So you expect, like, you know what the layout sort of looks like, but yeah, you just suddenly run into like, oh, there's no room here for no reason, except the layout generator will just troll you.
Good thing I love being trolled.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
this is
I
just...
saw that comment as soon as I saw the comment.
So,
Wait, no, I shouldn't have done that. No, no.
Petrify is okay here. Only the ninjas will unpetrify. Honestly, that worked out perfectly. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong with that. The Petrify or petrifies all the enemies in the room until something acts upon them. So like the Sandstorm dealing damage to the ninjas will unpetrify them. Also, the Sand Slash with Sandbale, they can decide to dodge the Petrify effect too as well. So that went pretty good, all things considered, for what could have been.
Unfortunately, I think it might have been smarter to use Spurn, but I messed up.
Maybe, but like, it definitely worked out in your favor there. So the Spurn, what it does, it makes all your enemies on your floor get warped to different rooms. So it's kind of like you get them out of your way, but they just come back to you later because they're randomly wandering in the floor, and they're done. Like if a monster house spawn, there's like a lot of enemies, and you're just gonna run into them.
Please tell me Quicksand Pit is 9 floors and not 11.
It's 10.
Okay, that's not. It's not the worst. Yeah, the genius who made the splits, in parentheses me, did not put the floors on the...
And that was a critical hit from Tyranitar. Because Dark Pulse goes through corners. Oh, we think, well, Totodile the link there. Next move.
Yeah. Gotta watch out for that.
Yeah, so this dungeon just got a little bit out of control. A tiny bit. But you're through. And now the boss, which is actually the easiest part of the dungeon. You don't even have to like sing. You can.
What?
It just dies really quick. Because now you have link moves, so you're like pretty much getting double the turns that you got before. And Mesprit's not really that menacing. You might want to go to town for check the shop.
Crystal Cave is automatically unlocked now, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Don't need to talk to you as much as I need to talk to the other guy, but whatever. It's for an orb, I guess I'll take it.
Plunges. It can have revivers,
I
but
only have 2, that's kind of
yeah. You'll just check on the next days before future, right? And that'll be okay. Maybe. Or just... so there's no more sand everywhere. But these dungeons, now you're gonna go into Crystal Cave and then crossing after. They have extremely long corridors and awful layouts. The Graveler here and other Pokemon have Rollout or Rock Blast, which are multi-hit rock type moves. At least there's like... Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I wish I didn't keep like I pressed the button too many times and mess up, and it's unfortunate.
Well, this is very minimal, don't worry. In the context of like getting monster housed, or like you can't find the stairs because you get like what we call anti-stair floor. The stairs is in the last room you check. In that context of losing 2 minutes to random whatever, then some menu inputtings is like not that big of a deal.
I wish I didn't get so tilted at doing minor mistakes.
It's a very tilting game. And yeah, you don't have 10 minutes of cutscenes in between dungeons where you can just calm down and take a breath. The Vipers here also do a lot of damage. Because they decided to make them cool in this game.
I feel like I've already used up like 10 PP and I'm only in floor 5. Normally that wouldn't be a big deal if you didn't have to link your moves, but unfortunately I don't know, I just not a big fan of having to link Fake Out with the 12 PP.
Hey, Skitty, there's alternatives to picking Skitty, but it does get better. Just a max elixir and move on.
Yeah.
Like it's early on in the floor where you just there's so much to go through the dungeon, you just can't like not refill your PP. You just gotta get it back. You use a max elixir and you just get your PP back. You do have a couple on the storage because of sensitivity of max elixirs.
Okay, that's good. I didn't know if I actually had any in storage.
I think you have 1. No, 2 actually.
That's better than the 0 I have in my inventory after using 1.
It's pretty much you always gonna have like an apple for belly, a max elixir for PP, And then revivers, you always need to go with that in your inventory. And that's Rock Blast. And, well, it just can straight up kill you.
Seed. Yes!
Nice reviver seed. And a Foul Hold. So the Foul Hold is like a Petrify orb, but it affects the whole floor, not just one room. It's pretty much like the Ideal Orb. With peak performance looks like. Yeah, so you see here how there's like literally nothing you can do to react to this golem. It uses rock poly, so it has like it gets extra turns and it gap closes and then rock blasts you. Warp trap.
Hopefully he can live.
The total looks fine.
Found him.
Yeah, just randomly tiles that one that warp trap just takes you whatever. To another random floor. Another random room in the floor. So just 2 more floors of this pain.
Then we get to go through pain too. Awesome.
Yeah, but it's a different kind of pain. The walls look different. You're looking at something different. These are some quality layouts sometimes. I would recommend you use the storage here.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot that
like,
it automatically takes you in.
Yeah, deposit some random crap, like the plain seeds and stuff.
Nice.
And then you want to take also the bands you have in the storage to sell them for money.
Makes sense. Why do I have so many boxes? No, I'm not gonna keep misspending out.
Get the citrus and the protein as well.
Who would you recommend
Perfect.
I use the citrus on?
On yourself, both the citrus and the protein.
Thank you.
So you have to do this super sick puzzle where you have to put all these crystals in blue color. And they also backset you on how to do it previously. And it unlocks the next dungeon. It's kind of like another continuation. Instead there's 13 floors, but the layouts are slightly better. There's like more water. And the enemies are kind of less bad. It's like a couple trolls, which every dungeon has trolls. We'll see them when we get to meet them. The Floatzel are very easy to deal with. They're just water types, so they can go through water. The Wormadan is easy peasy as well. So is the Bacon. Normally, what happens in PMD, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, is that the deeper you go into a dungeon, then there's a different, harder variety of enemies showing up. So there's enemies here from floors 1 to 6 or 1 to 7 that are easier, and then on the floors onward, they're harder. And that's the best feeling when you run this game, just getting so many stairs in a row, and then another extra reviver. That's what feels good.
Absolutely. Can't wait for it to devastate me in the next few minutes.
Flamingos here have insane amount of HP for no reason. Yeah, normally what golds look like in this game is just all stairs in a row. And good luck beating that gold. Because you got lucky, extremely lucky, you won the lottery on one random run. But it's been a pretty good dungeon so far. Absols have pressure, which make this animation before you use a move on them, which removes your PP by 2 instead of 1 when you use them. Well, the dungeon's been going so well with so many stair floors and fast floors that the PP is not going to be that big of a deal, even if it just showed up. That's the last use of kitties, links. Yeah, if the dungeon is complicated and you're fighting a lot of pressure Pokemon, then you easily run into problems. Now we're gonna go into a boss fight that is just... you're not expected to win. So what we do is just... we give up on rest, give up, yeah. If you give up, you just skip the cutscene and the fight. If you try to fight Grovyle, he'll take revivers from you when he kills you, and when you're out of revivers, then the fight ends. So you can lose the fight, but you just give up there. Ooh, nice. You wanna sell the bands and the stuff you got. So coming out of the desert, it felt pretty awful because you were losing some revivers and it looked kinda dire, but the setup to dungeons were extremely nice, and now in the shop here, you get 2 revivers to buy, and suddenly you don't feel so bad about running the sky at a marathon. And now, there's 2 idle days. There's 2 days where you just use a skateboard.
1 second, I'm gonna have... I can't talk anymore, sorry.
I'll like, I know this is like a slow section, so I was giving you some time if you wanted to talk about anything. Because you don't have to be like super focused on dungeon. But yeah, just 2 idle days. Where, yeah, you use the skateboards, and then we're gonna go into like the longest set piece or section without breaks. Story-wise, you've been working with Dusk Noir on catching Grovyle, which we fought earlier. Grovyle's he's been stealing the time gears, but it turns out that Grovyle was the good guy all along, and then Dusk Noir here kidnaps you and takes you to the future. Because Dusk Noir is an agent from the future, and Grovyle is also from the future. So Grovyle went back in time to prevent a time collapse that is happening right now. Anyways, we're just here for the dungeons. The story is pretty good. It's like actually good writing, I guess. And this dungeon has some of the most notoriously bad layouts. So like, this is what we saw before in Applewoods. The hashtag layout, or the crossroads, is just all rooms on an outer circle, and in the middle is just corridors. The enemy, there are a lot of enemies here that do fly, so they are allowed to like walk on like these bog tiles instead of walls. However, floors 1, 4, and 7 are just straight up. They're just lines, which are nice. But here we're back to another of like awful floor. What usually happens in these floors, you just gotta take the rooms on like a clockwise or counterclockwise rhythm. And the stairs are generally on the last room you check, so you just do a full circle. I'm gonna say generally, it's just because like in here you just get unlucky. There's no tell on where the stairs are. So yeah, when those layouts go wrong, you just get to appreciate how awful they look on the map. Say this is the no Wondermail category, which is like closer to like your regular casual playthrough. Wondermail is like you can you can make whatever missions you want. You can make them custom with a program, and you can give yourself whichever items you want as rewards. So in Wondermail, you get to be extremely OP and abusing every single broken item, which includes one item that lets you fly in that dungeon. Now, from a bad dungeon, we go into another bad dungeon as well. This is 15 floors of pain, because there's a lot of ghost type Pokemons. And we have walls now, but the ghost type can walk through walls with no punishment whatsoever. So if a Pokemon is on a wall, it can and will attack you from the wall, and you cannot attack it back. That among many other offenders in this dungeon. There is, however, I think floors, like see here, the ghost is just, Vanity is camping the corner, and Luckily is just doing regular attacks, not moves. But it could be devastating to get a ghost there. You definitely want to pick up the Bile Seed. Yeah. The Chestnut Trap, which like just deals 10 damage to you, but it sounds like they're clapping, so it's pretty nice to hear. And yeah, floors 6 and 11 have the Beetle layout, which is a mega big room in the middle, and then to either of the sides there's also 3 rooms. It kind of looks like it just looks like a beetle. Like this is the big room, and then there's 3 rooms on both of the sides. And here you spawn next to 4 enemies, which if you didn't have the stairs you would have to fight them all. Dusclops there. Yeah. Well, you say nice, but it was nice that you find the stairs, you don't have to fight him. It's like it has pressure as well, so it gives you trouble with it. Yeah, did I mention that it's 15 floors of pure fun? In the Dank Hill. So Totodile has water gun, so it like uses water gun through corners, but Bite doesn't go through corners, so it's like that kind of awkward moment where only water gun hits out of the link. And you can go through that gap because there's 2 walls there, but at least it's not too bad. There's a lot of moments where you just see the stairs, but you can't quite reach them. Please don't speak, because you learn Crunch. Yeah, you definitely want to teach it over Scratch. Crunch is also fine to have on right now. Because it's dark and there's a lot of ghost and psychic Pokemons in here. Yeah, you don't want to put all Dusclops there taking a nap. You don't want to wake Dusclops up. There's only 2 more floors to go. And Gliscors honestly are like probably one of the best things you can get here. Because they just play fair and square, they don't Mega Troll. And the final floor. It's totally the longest dungeon here in this future section, because again, you were kidnapped and sent to the future where you don't know anyone. And which means that you cannot go back to town, so whichever item inventory you went into, that's where you have. Yeah, this last floor here giving you a teaser of what this dungeon can look like. That was pretty nice. Both dungeons in a row was pretty nice. This is Sealed Ruin, or pretty much it's called just filler dungeon number 1. It's 8 floors and it's pretty tame. It's like a toned down version. There's a couple Pokemons that if you let them take control, but they don't really get much time to do that. They're like relaxing after the previous hell. Pursuit here is interesting. What it does is like whenever you attack that Pokemon physically, it will deal you that much damage back to you. But if you kill them, you don't take damage back, and it's only for physical moves, so Totodile can just deal with it perfectly fine. Because water guns range, so it doesn't get pursued back. And then Bite kills, so it doesn't finish it off. You don't need Crunch anymore. Enabled. It was just for PP on the previous dungeon. So this is 8 floors, and there's a midpoint in between. And then we get another 6 more floors of this. Floor 6 on both dungeons has the beta layout again, like the super big middle room. There's a lot of like funny statuses, I guess, in the game. But Bullock just like doesn't let you move, but you can still attack, so they just die anyways. There's worse versions of that. This is me promoting your run. Don't worry, I just literally just jinxed your run because I just promoted on the PND Discord.
Don't worry, it was already jinxed.
It's going pretty well.
I know there's not too many dungeons left, but I'm still afraid that I'm gonna go overestimate.
Oh yeah, you should be afraid, but you got this. Like obviously there's the latest dungeons are the ones that can give you a lot of trouble. But so far, it's all about having your inventory full of goodies. Sleep Powder, by the way, hits on a circle. So yeah, you're both confused. Sorry, paralyzed and asleep. So this loses just a lot of time. Probably a seed here, you're gonna lose a reviver here. Because it's random to amount of turns you need to wake up. Well, that was just bound to happen. Sorry, that's because I posted your run on the Discord. Whenever you call the gamers the baseballs, then you just get cursed immediately. But hopefully that's the last of it. This dungeon has only 6 floors, so the music already looped. That's because it was pretty unlucky, Tangrowth there. If you're lucky, you can take the music challenge, and you get to do this whole dungeon before the music loops, and it's pretty nice.
I didn't actually know about the music challenge. Gotta get that one next time, I guess, not this time.
Yeah, well, you've had the music challenge beaten on a lot of dungeons before. Like it also happens on Steam Cave, the one before Groudon.
Do I teach Slash?
Nah, you don't need any more moves on Totodile. Yeah, we're waiting for Skitty to learn a big move. And that's all the moves we're using in this run. So at the end of this dungeon, there's another boss. Like so far you've been just escaping on your own. Even though the player already knows that Grovyle was the good guy all along. But now we're gonna see that Grovyle has a struggle fighting the next boss, which is the Spiritomb. Kinda, I guess, I don't know, the devs just wanted to like, oh, grow up, like Spiritom's kind of cool. We're just gonna add him as a boss. And this is the big move that Skitty learns: feint attack.
See?
Over 10 headbutt, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Feint attack. The best thing is that like it has a lot of PP and it just never misses. Because that's what the move does. It just never misses. Okay, so the Spiritomb fight, it's not very problematic. That was the good outcome. Like Spiritomb just walks up to you and you just destroy him. Because you're pretty much OP now with Link moves. When he has the Ghost type, like no matter what he does, he doesn't deal that much damage back to you to be menacing. And that was a decent Spiritomb. But yeah, like you save Grovyle and you catch up to him. And it's nice for the plot, I guess, but the problem is that now you have Grovyle with you in the dungeons. Grovyle is decent, honestly. It's just, it gets really awkward when you go into dungeons with 3 Pokemon instead of 2. You start like being adjacent to Pokemon a lot. Grovyle does have some IQ, and it's from an IQ group that has this ability called Dedicated Traveler, which Totodile does not have. What Dedicated Traveler means is that if the Pokemon is alone or far away from the party, and it's next to an enemy, it will not attack the enemy. Like Totodile, if Totodile's next to an enemy, attack until death. Fight to the death. But Grovyle will just walk along. So when Grovyle's at the back of your party, and you move away from Grovyle, Grovyle will follow you instead of fighting. So it kinda just like walks, Nick. Just walks a lot. Unlike Bidoof. Like if Bidoof saw an enemy, Bidoof's going in, and it's just wasting your time. So it's one of the best spawners. It's also like it has like, if you check the other screen, the upper screen on the DS, I guess. Well, not you, Drywall, sorry. It's like super high level. It deals a lot of damage. It's a starter, so starters also have like super good stats in this game. Also nice Miss Maggie's party over here. It deals a lot of damage, super high level and super tanky. It's the best partner we have. Well, I mean not partner, just like guest, I guess. So dash floor is 8 floors, and we see here an example of how Dusk Forest can look pretty bad. This is just one of the this is just a large layout. It has a lot of ton of rooms. The Gabite used Sandstorm because he was probably on the same room as Grovyle while you were running. So now you're dealing with sand. The thing with sand, it doesn't animate on screen when you take damage, but it's waiting for the text lock to catch up because there's so much text. And that was Dusk Forest, and now it's Deep Dusk. And oh boy, this is definitely a dungeon. There's a lot of Pokemon that Skitty doesn't really deal with. It can, but it's complicated. And most importantly, your party is like, now Celebi was added to your party. Take the Gamba, yeah, take the Gamba! Sometimes you do take those warp traps offensively. In your advantage. But yeah, like having your party with size 4 is just awful, because enemies just get to you so much easier. And if you whatsoever do like an input error, then you just get you just get like super punished for it. Like if you go past a corridor and you have to walk back, then all the enemies just catch up to you. stairs floor is very much appreciated in this dungeon.
No, he's celebrating my son. Thank you.
Yeah, while you're on like those huge rooms, the enemies like to spam range moves. But in corridors, they will not do that. Mostly not because they can't, like they move, like the range would go all the way through the corridor. The AI doesn't, kind of like loses sight of you per se. So it doesn't know you're in the corridor. The Stilix have Sandstorm, which you don't want to see casted, but it's what it is. So I'll be here an example of a really good grass type Pokemon. You know, you're fighting a Stilix ground type, you're grass type, let's use Ancient Power to the Stilix, because why not? So yeah, whenever like a guest like Celebi or Grovyle die, they use a Reviver Seed. And you just gotta accept that. Otherwise, like, if they die and you don't have any Reviver Seeds, you just send it back to the lobby. And you have to redo the dungeon, and it counts as a loss. But overall, like, sure, that Reviver Seed is unlucky, but it was a pretty fast dungeon.
Yeah.
Alright, so, can I catch up? Go ahead, drywall.
No, I was just gonna say that was probably one of the better deep dust forests I've had, even though I had to take a reviver.
Yeah, the sand is annoying. Alright, so, things that happen. Celebi sent you back to the present, so you're back on your real time, and now you're allied with Grovyle for this time heist where you have to get the time gears back. The idea is you're gonna get the time gears and you wanna go to the Algas Tower to put them back in and fix the war or whatever. That's all cool and nice, but the problem is that you're now on Tree Shout Forest, which, yeah, sure, it has a time gear that you wanna get for the plot, but the problem is this dungeon is 20 floors long. It's the single longest dungeon in the run. The 10 first floors have easy Pokemon, the last 10, not really. And yeah, by the way, we could have had monster houses all along, so... See here, because you are on the same room as the stairs, then you can use the Spurn Orb freely, which, like as you saw, it warps the enemies randomly to other places. They could even warp them to the same room that you are in. But kind of like, it's really nice in that sense, because you just like get them out of the room, and you just go to the stairs. And you got to save the other better orbs, like the Petrify or the Foehold, for other floors. You don't have that luxury. So knowing that it's a 20 floor dungeon, you know you're gonna run out of belly, you're gonna have to eat. And you know you're gonna have PP issues, that's a given, like it's gonna happen. The question is, how many times you have to eat or use max elixir? And that depends. The layouts can be simple. There's a lot of variants. They could be medium size. They could be large size like this one, but this one's not too bad. Because the rooms are condensed in the middle. There's large rooms like large layouts like the previous one, where they're pretty big, but there's huge rooms that are pretty big. Enjoying some quality time with all the Pokemons, your locals here. These are Fury Swipes and some range moves. Yeah, if there's a big room on the layout, at least there's like a lot of area that you don't have to cover, because once you enter the room you can see what's in there, if the stairs are there, and you just, if they're not, you just get away from them. So it's generally nice to see the big rooms. Because the alternative is like the same size of the layout, like super large, but it's all small rooms connected with corridors that cannot troll. Yeah, there's just like nothing you can do. You get what you get here. If, however, you at some point like die and have to use a reviver, the reviver does revive you again back with max PP and belly. Because right now you're low on PP and you're low on belly. It's only natural because like you just been through a lot of floors. In prison's awful. It makes you like you cannot do anything. Yeah, like you have that big apple that fills your belly back to full, and then you probably want to take also the max elixir as well. That's like a pit stop. You just get back to full. See, that's an example of a worse layout. But luckily you find the stairs fast. And well, this is the second monster house on the dungeon. You just gotta use the orb. Yeah, the full hole like petrifies the whole floor. So yeah, you saw that random Vespi Queen petrified there too. There's other floors that drywall, other orbs that drywall has right now that can deal with the monster house, but they don't deal with it as effectively as petrifying them. So now that you're out of full holes and petrify, you have to use them if it happens again, but like, who knows, it might not happen again. Or it might be a better situation.
Yeah, it might not happen again. Copium.
Hopium. It's hopium. It's time to highlight that like you could have just found an item in the ground, a seed, called the pure seed. Which if you eat the pure seed, it warps you to the stairs. It's pretty much like get out of jail free card. Which truthfully... Yeah, like it's been all blastids, which do nothing for us. Yeah, truthfully, like even like we saw a couple of. The link in here is fine, anyways, because you're gonna link again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like you see some random seeds that you might necessarily not want to check because they're kind of far away or next to enemies. And it's fine now. It's not gonna use the link, because it's... Like, it knows it's gonna delink, so it's not gonna use it. Another dungeon. That's pretty good. How do you feel about that? Also, say no now. Say really toughs.
Okay, sorry. What do I link again?
You do it later. Right. Yeah, no, just go ahead to the dungeon now. I have to go to Waterfall Cave.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Waterfall Cave.
Again, it's so weird when you just drop you out of nowhere. It's like, what do I do now? So for some reason... Go ahead, Drywall.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I don't know why they make you redo this very low-level dungeon. They didn't change anything. You still have to fight the low-level enemies.
Yeah, for some plot reason you have to go back through here. Just to find Torqual, which, I mean, we don't even see them anyways, 'cause no cutscenes. It's like you're forced to go through this dungeon, but it's still an awful dungeon that can lose you a lot of time for no reason. Because of the layouts. So it's free time loss in the run. However, after Waterfall Cave, there's one more visit to town, and then it's the final segment of the game. It's gonna be 3 sets of dungeons, back to back, and that's gonna be the end of the game. Which sounds fast, but we'll see. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, after this dungeon, the last trip back to town is kind of like your last pit stop. Like, just buy whatever you can, and then money means nothing. It's just you're going in. Your item situation looks pretty good.
Yeah, I do have full inventory right now, which is... I'm gonna probably sell some things. If there's anything in the shop, I should probably sell things anyway, in case I find any items in the final dungeons.
Yeah, absolutely. It's still a very marathon and safe speed game. Which is not to say that like every situation is recoverable. It's just you can lose a lot of time.
Everybody wants to join my team. Not great.
That was the most pitiable Kekleon shop ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, this waterfall cave is going slower than the one at the beginning. So like you were like 20 levels under, but it doesn't matter. It's just if the game wants you to lose time, you're losing time. But I would recommend probably getting the max elixir if you go back through it again. Or you can buy one on the shop or get one later. But just for safety, you have one on your inventory. Maybe having a second one wouldn't be that bad.
I'll go back and get it.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
If you like the next one you see or in the Kekleon shop later. If it was more important, then sure. That was funny that you got the warning for being hungry on a super small dungeon. You simply just never save. So for linking moves, Totodile's easy because you just add crunch to the link set that Totodile already has. For Skitty, you want to do feint attack tackle only, and then link fake out and sing together. Trust me, it's gonna work. Yeah, so feint attack first and tackle second, and then fake out and sing.
Thanks.
I know you're probably not used to using that setup, but it's gonna work. Normally, like, Totodile has now like 3 link moves in a row, which is amazing for dealing with like the higher level enemies we're gonna see, and like also for bosses. But it's an alternative setup for Skitty, which is safer, which is what we want.
Is there anything in storage time to see?
You can get a heal seed, and that's it. Oh, you wanna go left to the drench block?
Yeah.
Sorry, to the Sharpedo block. Yeah.
Then I gotta go to the beach, and I wonder if the Krabby cutscene's still in the patch.
Nah, I don't know, who knows? If it was optional, then SVD probably left it, but it's not optional, so maybe it's out. Yeah, it is out. So next up, it's Brine Cave, and now you get to play with Chatot. Like Chatot's pretty good. Offensively, it deals a lot of damage. It just can do some dumb stuff because, you know, it's just a partner. And again, this is a water dungeon, so water Pokemons totally get troll guessed in the PMD series. Not gonna lie, not seeing any enemies, that feels good.
Just keep using
See.
Aqua Ring, man.
Yeah, like Teal is in range of, it's like aggro range of Chatot, so it's using attacks. In this case, Aqua Ring, which is a great attack by the way. But it's off screen, so you see it on the chat log, but you don't see it animated because you don't have visuals of it. So this is 9 floors of water pain. This case, like, there's a lot of Pokemon that are immune to water, but for Totodile it doesn't matter because it has a triple link. Ooh, a Violence is a nice find. It has a triple link, so even if Water Gun doesn't do anything, then Bite and Crunch after deal with the enemies. The triple link again is mostly for bosses later, like higher boss output, and some of the tougher enemies that you have a bad matchup against on the final dungeons. And there's 3 dungeons left. This is one, Brine Cave. It does have a midpoint. Like after 9 floors here, there's a break. Charot's gonna leave the party, and then it's another 5 floors. Every dungeon also has a boss fight, so there's gonna be 3 boss fights.
Why?
Sometimes with water.
No.
Yeah.
He just got killed. Oh man.
Yeah, like it's just an.
It's over. He's taking all my revives.
It's just 2 so far. Now it's back to good. Yeah, lost 2 there, just like at a comfortable spot, I think. You're like at 4 now?
Check. I have 3.
3, okay. Very doable still.
Hopefully.
Thank you, Charot. Yeah.
Yeah, just a warning. If things go too bad, might have to mercy kill, but we have made it almost all the way through, so hopefully it doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, I believe there's not gonna be no mercy kill. But it's up to the game. Yeah, so like Charot lost sight of you, and then it just wandering along, and it's just, there was a troll Pokemon behind with agility, and it was a very rough situation. Yeah, these 5 floors are more of the same. The layouts are kind of like larger and can be more mazy. And yeah, that Hailstorm is because Walrein loves to use weather moves. Because he was for a second he was in the same room as you, so it's like, oh, I can better do hail, so I lose time. The music though, Brine Cave is more like Banger Cave.
I agree.
Like, look at the layout on the water dungeons. Like, whenever the function that makes layouts has water in, it just like makes messes out of everywhere.
I don't know what happens that sometimes it just makes a room that's like, it's very clearly one room, but they just cut it in half with water in the middle.
That's a philosophy. Okay, now that I have the boss fight, this is very trivial. These are very weak. You just want to deal with the Omastar first. In this case, Drywall's going a way safer approach. Top's kind of like the boss with more HP. The other ones are like, they die in 1 links. Totodile like wish it could attack the Omastar, but Totodile deals. That's what Totodile wants, I guess. The Cowtop's the only beefy one. You deal with it very fast. And now we catch up to Grobal again, and we're next to Grobal again. And this is probably the dumbest and hardest dungeon in the whole game here on land. Not to say the final one won't troll, but this is, for now, 15 floors of RNG Fiesta. So there's gonna be some hail floors, because the Abomas now have snow warning, which makes hail spawn on the floor. Hail deals significantly more damage than Sandstorm, and also because of the chat log, and you have 3 party members, it loses a lot of time. It's just a very long dungeon. The Bastions here are like, they're rock steel, so they quad resist normal types from Skitty. You're not gonna kill the obviously the Bastions. Also the Bronze Song Slayer and the Bronze Swords, you're not gonna one-shot them. But if you ever like not save, you just like fake out sing and then go back to the regular. Like these enemies, like rock and steel, it's why you wanna have a triple link move with a Skitty. But it's better not to, because again, fake out only has 12 PP, so the link set that drywall has right now, it's really good for long dungeons. You're not gonna have any PP issues, and you can deal with most of these normal enemies just fine. Oh, you hate to see these. You really want to recover HP, and then a bomb has no spawns in your face and makes the room hell. Again, every tile you walk, you passively get 1 HP back. And yeah, agility or speed is completely broken in this game. You can get infinite turns. The AI just pretty much catches up to you and lets you not ignore them. The armor rate's pretty nice because it's fixed 30 damage.
Why do I get so many blast seeds this run? I don't understand.
I haven't seen any of the good ones. Like, Blasted is like the first seed that spawns in the game. And it just deals like fixed damage. It's okay early because it can deal up to 35 damage. But using your whole turn and an item in this game, you have to do 35 damage, it's just not bad. It's just a waste of time. Like, progressively you get like, these dungeons have different seeds. Like, every blast seed could have been a reviver instead. It's not like the odds for a reviver speed are that low. They're really not. It's just whenever you see a seed, it can be like a huge variety of things, including very good ones. You probably want a max elixir Totodile, because you have a spare.
Why are there so many enemies?
Yeah, this is what the hidden land layouts look like. A lot of dead ends and a lot of rooms. So in a 15 floor dungeon like this, you're just gonna run into them. And several of them, in fact.
I'll check it, what the hell?
Every seed you check, it's bad, but all the ones you don't check are like the best thing ever.
I only have 1 apple? Uh-oh.
Generally, you shouldn't need it. Like, if you ever get to the tower and you need an extra belly boost, you can deal with it fine with the playing seeds. wow. You already know what the stairs are. It could be worse.
I don't know what the play is.
You probably spawn here. So they're being warped to random rooms. It could be the same one we are right now, which it's not happening. It could be the next one we're gonna go into. Hopefully it's all the other trashy ones we've already passed through. Like, the thing is, you'd rather deal with the enemies coming to you on like a corridor or in a new room than having to deal with being surrounded by enemies. Because if enemies start like ganging up on you, then that's just a recipe for disaster. Yeah, maybe you wanna max elixir yourself as well. Like, this has been maybe fossil here actually. You can use an orb here, yeah, a fossil. Like, every time you use an orb, it's just a situation where, like, you're kind of like getting out of a situation that could lead to you dying. You can totally deal with a death, but you want to be extra safe. And this has been a very, very bad hit on land. No, it's just the layouts and the monster houses is just what you can do. That's why you like that's why in a marathon run you want to be extra safe for stuff like this. I won't say it very loud. It could be worse, but it's not gonna be worse. So, last floor here, and then going back to the second part of Finland.
Yeah, it may have taken like 10 minutes, but at least I didn't lose a reviver seed smile.
Yeah, that's the most important part. And now you're saved, so something tremendously bad happened. You still have the save.
I'm getting very concerned about estimate, though. I believe I have like 14 minutes left.
Make it. But don't worry about that. It's 2 bosses and 2 dungeons left after this.
I don't teach Screech, or...
No, no, don't teach it.
Remember, you started a little ahead, so you got like 20 minutes.
Pause.
So in this part, it's like the same dungeon, but it's always bad floors. They always look trash. they really knew how to get to you. And luckily we're not seeing much hail, because the bomb snow still could spawn. And you're dealing with this like extremely... Oh, that's...
Nice. Really boosted the power of that one, huh?
Yeah, Dick is the worst move you could see there. Because in this game, all the moves that take 2 turns, like Fly or Dick or anything like that, they do double damage. They have like a ×2 multiplier. That's why Grovile was able to do like 400 damage before with Dick. And yeah, see, now this is like extremely long layout, and you have 3 people with you, well, 3 Pokemon in your party. So whenever there's hail, you have to wait for the text lock to catch up. These kind of floors where you have a weather and they're very big, you want to use like a Pure Seed or a Luminous Orb. The Luminous Orb reveals the layout so you know where the stairs are, you can just go directly. And the Pure Seed again takes you straight to the stairs. But this run, you've seen 0 of them.
Game hates me.
Yeah. It's kinda common to see at least 2. Sometimes people get like 6 or 7 of them. This time 0. That's how RNG game works. Alright, now you're getting amazing floors. But it's only 8 here. Like before you had to, like they're all like, all of them are bad. This is classic like PV attempt. Where like the whole game before this was going pretty well. And then it's just like you're kind of like hoping for a PV, even if it's not the largest, and then you just get this kind of dungeon at the end, and it's just all your hopes and dreams are just dead. You're lucky if you just make it out alive. Which this run will.
I sure hope so. I don't know if I go overestimate, I might get executed publicly.
After this dungeon, there's another boss fight. We're gonna get our sweet revenge plot-wise versus Dasknar. Oh no.
Oh.
You were so close to greatness and then you just get warped out. On stand seats, you only have 1 left. So you... Oh no, you have 2. Okay, okay. Perfect, perfect. For the next 2 bosses, this boss and the final boss, you wanna use the stand seat on each. That's why Drywall has been picking them up throughout the game. Lovely layout. Another 5 stars on TripAdvisor. Last roll floor.
World's worst direction to go in chooser award.
Yeah, this is now like the 1% like top 5 worst hidden highlands ever. Or Marathon Lag, I guess, that too. Plain seat will do. Origami. Like there's a branching path, you can go to either room, and no matter which path you take, there's always an enemy. And so that's why it's kind of beefy, like the usual theme of like there's like a leader and then the Goonies. So you want to use the stand seat so it doesn't do anything, and just now you deal with the minions. Robot could absolutely decimate like that to either of them. You can also like not do anything, but you're at his mercy. You just round them up all together, deal with all the stabilize, and then like that's why you're just forced to watch there because it's paralyzed. And now you just gang up on the boss. TV1. It just takes a couple of rounds of everybody using link moves. The thing's still like as effective as it is, because these bosses are still not immune to sleep. And you have like the fake out link so you can also get some extra attack. And time for the super amazing banger tower. Like this is super good music.
I agree.
This is when it all comes down to the line. Yeah, 11 floors. And the layout in here is not bad. It's actually pretty nice. There are mostly like 3 rooms or 2 rooms per layout. Maybe this one 4. With low enemy density. There's a couple ones that are very big. There are, however, many trolls. There's pretty much no enemy here that's weak. Oh. Do you have a final burn? Let's go. Okay, so in floors this small, there's high odds that the Pokemon get warped straight back to this floor. Sorry, to this room. But hey, it didn't happen, so. Yeah, the monster house rate, it's pretty darn high. Especially in the next subsection in the spire after. This is an example of a larger room. There's still there's not many dead ends. The layouts are like, even if they're large, they're not awful. Oh, but I mean dead ends is like corridors leading to nowhere.
Yep.
Yo, let's go. This is a very large room. Yeah, when I attack, yeah, the double link doesn't deal with all these Pokemons. Or you can always fake out seeing. The Porygons here have like range moves and they can just snipe at you. Okay, nice. This is very good. There's very little left of the tower. Last floor of the tower. I think I said 11 before, but a lie. So the good thing is that you made it here with a super good inventory to beat the game, in case something happened. Yeah, the layouts here do get a little bit worse.
Come on, man. That's really bad, actually. I don't know if I should just reset now.
Yeah, it might be a bad idea. Because it's just floor 1. So this charge is it works on the whole room. It's a room area move. It's also electric type, so it kinda deals a lot of damage to Toro down.
I don't know how that's not a monster house, to be honest.
We take those. So the Porygons also have agility, which works for all the allies, all the enemy allies together. Which agility just gives them more turns, so they can start getting free turns on you. You're just halfway through there. Yeah, the layouts, there's like a couple, there's 2 floors here that have like very large rooms, like this one. Mostly it's like not too big. Don't wanna say it too loud, the odds of Monster House, we call this the Monster House Spire. Because this is so high.
No!
Oh! Yeah, so the whirlwind trap puts you on a water tile, and Skitty cannot walk through water, so it just warps you out to a random place. Yeah, these are the toughest enemies you can get to. Still, the scary thing is the final boss at the end. Even with 2 reviver seats that Drywall has right now, it's never safe. You wanna use an orb here for sure. This is just pretty much an unofficial monster house, anyways. One final floor.
No.
And the fossil might do it. And then you walk like 2 tiles or 3, and then you want a taller orb again. So if any of these enemies get a turn, it can get pretty dicey. Oh no, okay, yeah. They can wake up at any point in time. And if the polygons use agility, this is gonna be very grim. Okay, you wanna warp again for sure. The daughter will help. Just the damn dag on top of the stairs. They get 1 tile.
I'm
Oh my god.
okay.
This is the hardest fight in the game, hands down. So the Dialga has a range moved, raw time,
No.
which he just did, and he has a high crit chance, which he crit twice.
I think that's the mercy kill there.
No, you can load the save. I mean, it's up to you guys, but
Yeah, that was. I think
That was
that's
the
it
worst
because
luck.
I'm just a little bit overestimate, so it'd probably take me another 5 minutes to get through there. Sorry about that, but I'm glad I could show off almost all of the game. I guess I did, except for beating the final boss. So I guess that's just press time, I guess. Sorry about that, but that's the game.
the game definitely
All
they don't want you to.
time, I guess.
So, hope you guys liked it. This is Drywall. I'm sure if my commentator Yimmo here was doing the run, he would have been able to finish it, but that's the RNG.
Nah, you definitely play really well. That's just how marathon goes. This is a very marathon not safe run.
So,
Gotta love RNG runs.
I'd
We
like-
love that here at Sacer events.
yep, before I sign off, I'd like to ask, do you have anybody you want to shout out? Because I would like to shout out the PMD community as a whole. Very wholesome community, very good speedrun community.
Yeah, they're awesome. I don't know. Check out, maybe give it a follow to the. If you like this, I think the channel's called PMD Speedruns. I didn't prepare this, but that's where they do the community events. I'll post it in the chat. Every once in a while, we just also do some cool events together, and we're like a family. But yeah, thanks for having me too.
So, thanks for having us. Goodbye forever.
Yeah, goodbye forever.
Alright, goodbye forever.